Well, Coach, here we are after the game here in Stawell, and thankfully back on the winners list, coming away with the points after what was a pretty tough game against a pretty good Jets side.
Yes, yeah, the Jets have been able to sort of get some pretty good form in recent weeks, to their credit. We came off. There was a degree of sadness within our group last week when we took on a really good side and outplayed them for long periods of time, but still lost the game. So, by-product of, I thought, of what we learned from last week, we saw in the last 4 or 5 minutes today, which enabled us, the opposition got within 5 points, enabled us to get two goals clear and even have a shot on the siren, which would have given it a 3-goal win. So I thought we regained the composure late in the game, Sean, whereas last week we lost our composure.
I suppose different feeling to last week as well, where in the last couple of weeks we've gone out purposely and we were the hunters against top sides, where this time around we were the hunted. It was the Jets that were looking to knock us off and try and take our spot on the ladders. So
yeah,
it's a different mindset in that regard too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a good point, because we've come here today clearly as the favourites, expected to win, but I did spend a fair bit of time talking to my boys pre-game, during the game, and even at the quick debrief after the game, that the Jets wanted our position. They wanted our position on the ladder. They were very similar to where we are, and they would have thought if they got our scalp, it would have really kick-started their year. So we needed to win. Didn't matter how we got it, we needed the points and set ourselves up now for a massive game next week.
You mentioned obviously the learnings earlier from last week, where against the Sandringham Dragons they kicked a couple of goals in the last couple of minutes of the game to take the game away, where we defended a lot better and were able to hold this time, but still a little bit of a worrying sign in that we gave up a 5-goal lead early in the game and you allowed the opposition to come back into it.
That's right, yeah, and we gave up a big lead last week as well, so we're nowhere near where we would like to be. We know there's significant improvement in our troops, not just with replacement of players, but in our game style, and being able to deliver and play our game style for longer periods of time. That's what we've got to learn to do. So you're right, I think at about the 18-19 minute mark of the third quarter, we were 5 goals clear, but not just clear, we had control of the game. Well, we then need to be able to go 6, 7, 8 goals clear and put the game beyond doubt. But we didn't do it today, and we didn't do it last week. We left the door open for the opposition, and last week and today, the opposition came back at us.
Gives us a few things to work on during the week ahead of next weekend against the Murray Bushrangers, which is going to be a really tough ask. One of the top sides in the competition who will get their representative back. And obviously on a foreign ground as well in Highgate, the Port Cannons ground.
That's right, yeah. So neutral venue, we meet them halfway. We've had a couple of chances to play top 2 and 3 sides in recent weeks. We haven't been able to get over the line. I thought the Falcons covered us pretty well. We outplayed the Dragons for long periods of time, but didn't win in the end. We've got through today now, and we look at the opportunity to beat one of these top 3 sides before the bye. It's set up for a really big day, Sean.
Yeah, and we've spoken about some doom and gloom, but there were some positives to take from the game. James Gow coming back into the side, you could see after a couple of weeks of exposure at the VFL level as well, just really coming in and giving us some grunt around the football.
Oh yeah, and I mean those who look at gloom and doom will look at the gloom and doom all the time. You know, hang on a minute, we were threatened and we won. You know, we're in a situation where we needed to win, we have. You know, and there's some very, very good signs out of that. So as we go home tonight and we disappear to our different parts of the region, we've got a valuable 4 points in a really good competitive game of football. Now we'll look at the same learning as what we would do if we got beaten. So last week we said we played really well, but there were some great learnings for us. I thought we had some good learnings. When we go through the vision and we present to our players how we're going to get better, we'll find some obvious things. But the good thing now is that we've got some momentum again in our season.
And the momentum is exactly what we need going into next week against the Murray Bushrangers. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Pleasure, Sean.
Great to get back on that winners list.
It certainly is.